Welcome, YouTube. This is.
Oh wait, no, we can't say naughty words in the first minute, or
man.
YouTube Daddy says
shit.
no. So
No, we can.
All right,
We can censor
wait,
it.
1, 2, and go.
3. Hey, YouTube.
Hey, no
It's the
bad
new
words.
year.
No bad
Welcome.
words today.
I'm not going to say any bad words.
I almost just did. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. I was really close. I was trying to hold back. Welcome. It is 2022. It is January 16th. Whenever you're watching, it could be a different day, but that's just how it works. Okay. This is our first show of the new year.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're actually doing an album today.
Are we?
Really close to our hearts.
Is that
or
what
at
we
least
do
the
on the
band
show?
is. Yeah, that's what we do. The band, I think, is close to our hearts. This album might be close to y'all's hearts for some fucking reason. But it's Voyeurist by Underoath. That's what we're doing. All right?
Josh, you good?
Yeah, you get high.
Yeah.
No, I'm just dancing.
You forget how words work.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't have a script. I'm just fucking around. Okay. Should we do it one more time?
A little bit of a
Yes, this is the first show of 2022. This is the Morning After Music show. We are doing Underoath's Voyeurist album today. I personally don't care about this album, but the other two might
may have mentioned that a few times.
Yeah. The other two might have some varying ideas of why it needs to be a good album, or why I should be listening to it, or y'all should be listening to it. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna test it out, see what's going on. We did change up our categories. We took one out. Now we have 5 categories.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. Yep.
5 categories.
Well, we had
songwriting.
consistency on there, and it's hard to, to give that a rating. It's like, we were giving points down because there wasn't enough differences within the songs, but also sometimes we liked that. So like it wasn't a good enough scoring system for that one. And it's easier to do just 5.
Yeah, and it was kind of varying. Like sometimes I'd be like, oh yeah, I think consistency, based on their sound, where you guys might be thinking consistency top to bottom of the album. Like, how do you judge that? So we're like,
it's too big.
Yeah. So we just kind of took it out, and the way we're gonna include consistency, I guess, would be like, it's kind of a little bit personal when we think about the other categories. So those 5 categories now are songwriting and lyrics, musicianship, production, originality, and memorability. So no more consistency, but I think it's going to be fine because it kind of fits in there. And we can get a good score out of 5 for sure. So without further ado, shall we get into some of the background of this album?
Yes, we shall. But before
it.
we do, YouTube, make sure you do all the YouTube stuff, like follow, subscribe, join us on all the socials. Look how cool this new background and frames and stuff.
Yeah,
look,
we're super cool.
You can see our social media stuff in the corner of the screen at all times. If we're doing the work for you. You should give us money just for that. Okay?
Yes.
And before we get started, and in the background, I just want to pose a question of the day to you, YouTube, and to you two, real fast.
Okay.
What is your favorite Underoath album and or memory, and why? Go.
Oh,
Okay, Brett.
man. I'm going first?
Yeah, you go first.
All right. Well, I mean, I picked the first album that we've done from Underoath was Define the Great Line. And I'm going to go with that one as my favorite just because I knew them beforehand. That was the one that I dove into, and I really figured out who Underoath was. And I don't know, I guess for a memory, I every time I listen to it, the things that kind of come into my head is like driving home from a football game during high school.
Yeah.
Just late at night, I'm tired. I was been hyped for 6 hours. It's time to just kind of calm down a little bit. And I would turn that on and just kind of go for a cruise for a minute.
Yep.
It was a good time.
Yeah. I think with Underoath being a Tampa band and we're all from Tampa, there's just something really cool about this is our local band,
Yeah.
So I always had that connection to it. I really like They're Only Chasing Safety. I think that's
that's good.
I think that's just the pinnacle of what they are. They do obviously get harder as they, go forward with their careers, but I think it being this is when they got their sound, this is what they're doing, and this is who they are. It really started there. So that's always going to be top for me. Although my favorite moment of Underoath, their career, was, Cody, when you and I went to the secret show.
The secret show.
The secret show.
Yeah,
that was so cool. Yeah, they were just, hey, we're gonna have a show. It was like on Instagram. We're like, oh shit, time to go, and we just went to Ybor.
And we're just playing stuff from They're Only Chasing Safely and Find the Great Line. Come have fun.
Right. Yeah, it was so good.
That was cool. That was the day that you showed me Polyphia for the first time, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. We were sitting in line forever so we wouldn't lose our spot. Yeah. It was a good time.
We saw a lot of people that day.
That's funny.
It was like all the old Tampa kids coming together.
Yeah.
Well,
in one great moment.
I think you were in Boston, Brett. I think that's where you were.
Yeah, I wasn't in the stand for that one.
I would say my favorite album, probably front to back, probably Lost in Sound of Separation. I like that one a whole lot. I felt like that. Good one. I felt like when that and Roots Above and Branches Below came out around the same time, I was like, oh yeah, fucking shit's good now. Like all these bands have sounded
music's great.
Like Underoath, ever since They're Only Chasing Safely, has always had great production and everything. But like this was them like really maturing and all that stuff. And I remember first time I saw them was with Mayhem Fest. They headlined the second stage, which was really funny because they're like, hey, we're a Christian band and like Slipknot's headlining, but we really love those guys and like we're not gonna be preachy and all that stuff. But like, anyway, here's Writing on the Wall, and then they closed out. That was cool. But when I saw their headlining tour for Lost in Sound, with Prada, who played Still Fly, which was cool, and August Burns Red, which and August Burns Red, that was a good show. But like their stage show for Lost in Sound was just so like, there was the one part where fucking 3 of them coming out on fucking drums and all that stuff, just making everything ambient. I was like, oh dude, this is rad.
Yeah, there was something special about those Tooth and Nail Solid State bands. Like they were all like, we're these Christian metal bands that like go so hard, but then like Jesus and then like metal. And then like now all of them are kind of like, we're not really Jesus-y, but we're still going to do metal. But like you can see where the roots are. Like those two labels really cultivated really strong bands.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But it's also, when you listen to this, I mean, it's pretty obvious with most of those bands too, as you're talking about the Christian influences. That's not there. It's not there anymore.
Not there anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
You become disillusioned when you hit 30 and you're pushing 40. Most of these guys now, right?
Yeah.
Where is the salvation that we were promised, or whatever the fuck, right? So it's tough.
You know what?
From that perspective,
I feel like we might get into a little bit of that. Going into this album, Voyeurist, it's their 9th studio album. It was released this past Friday, on the 14th of this year, 2022. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 2022. It's got 10 tracks coming in at a hot 38 minutes and 43 seconds. The performers on this album, which I feel like I should add from now on, because that changes sometimes. You got Tim, the lead guitarist, Chris Dudley, the keys and synths, Aaron Gillespie, of course, for the drums and the clean vocals, Spencer Chamberlain, lead vocals, Grant Brandell as bass, and James Smith as rhythm guitar. It was self-produced. By Tim, Chris, Aaron, and Spencer. Tim also did some engineering, but they also brought in their buddy JJ Revell, who also did some engineering. He's the current drummer for the Almost, and he also has the JJ Revell Project, which is a Christian gospel ambient post-rock project in Brandon, Florida.
Nice.
Whoa!
Cool.
And then Chad Howitt for mixing. Has one feature on it. It's Ghostmain on the track Cycle. And the singles for this album were Damn Excuses, Hallelujah, Pneumonia, Cycle, and Numb. It is the first album that Underoath has self-produced, and is the longest gap between albums besides the hiatus. The band described the album as high-def violence with technologically advanced but visceral sound. Tim said that I've always wanted to record our own album. I think we just need needed to get into a headspace personally that would allow criticism and critique to land in a productive and constructive way. We grew so much in real time, and I think the record speaks to that growth and collaboration. I haven't ever felt this attached to a project in my life. He also said that before, studio sessions were so tense, and he felt like that if they weren't at a constant war with each other or a song, that it wouldn't be good. Now there's a mutual respect for each other and to the craft, and that allowed for them to be on the same team. It was recorded at Tim's studio, Feral Sound, inside of an old haunted church in Tampa, which I feel like has to be like just down the road or something like that.
It's fucking music, dude.
I know, it's sick.
Oh yeah. So that's kind of the background, and then Aaron did the whole Apple Music. Let's talk about each track, kind of thing. So I got something.
Yeah.
I got something for that. Damn Excuses is the band's take on how Christianity in America as a whole is not how it should be, and they're pissed that the ones who are supposed to lead are greedy and self-improving, aka no shit, Sherlock. Took him that long to figure that one out.
Yeah, right.
I knew that when I was a kid. Anyway, the choir idea for Hallelujah came from Aaron and is a nod to It's Dangerous Business, except much darker. And the song is about wrestling with everything, faith, life, etc. Tim said that it was interesting discussing these intense themes with their homies that came to record gang vocals while also sitting in an old haunted church. Kerrang pointed out in their review that the song had Inter Shikari-esque catchers and incantations, which I was like, oh shit, Inter Shikari got a knob. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Oh yeah, cool. Sonic. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm out of luck and have no friends, which for song names is great because it just took me back to the old days when song names were this long. Was written in an Airbnb in Florida during the height of the 2020 mayhem. So while everything's going fucking crazy, and it was also like one of the first times that they've actually like, at least on this album, we're all in the same place to record something like right off the bat, as opposed to making it on the computer first and then writing it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Cycle was written about the idea of the Netflix show Dark and was almost named after it. And the idea of the show is how do you know what's real and what's not. The Ghostman collab or feature came about as pure coincidence because they were talking about getting him on to begin with. And at the same time, Aaron got a message from him on Twitter saying, I just wanted to thank the people that I grew up listening to. Thank you for your music. And Aaron responded with, well, actually, thank you, but also I require your services, sir. It's gotta be cool for, like Ghostman.
Yeah, that'd be...
Hey, thanks
cool.
for... Yeah. Your music impacted me a whole bunch in my life, and now I feel like I need to thank you because I'm in the position that I am. And it's like, hey, also, yes, come here. Thorn is about explaining yourself to someone with an apology, as in, I'm a thorn in your side, but I can't help it because this is who I am, so fucking deal with it, you bastard.
I like that song.
It was good. I like a lot of these songs.
I do.
No Oasis.
That's probably my favorite one on here. Yeah.
No Oasis was inspired partly by Trent Reznor and how there might be a track on a Nine Inch Nails album that's noise for 3 minutes but feels really purposeful. Take a Breath was one of the first songs written for the album in 2020 of February, right before the pandemic. The opening riff originally sounded like a Deftones song until Tim said, hey, don't worry, I got a fix for that. With the bridge being inspired by Tool, Aaron said on the Fear Inoculum album, there was, a part where the snare was doing a roll that he just really, really liked, so he put that into the bridge and everything. We're All Gonna Die, again, references the conservative religious background that they came from, where people always say, I'm praying for you, which Aaron admits that he is guilty of doing the same thing in the past, and that it isn't true. It's just something you say that's kind of like patting them on
the youth pastor dude?
Yeah, the youth pastor dude said, sarcastically, I'm praying for you to people. Go figure. And now he's like, oh, hey, that's full of shit.
Doesn't work.
And the song is meant to call out people who are disingenuous like that. So again, Christianity as a whole. Sounds like they've learned some things.
Amazing.
Numb started from Chris, the keyboardist, bringing in that drum and bass part that's in the beginning, and they wrote the full song around that, keeping the song at that single drum beat, which Aaron said is not typical for them, but they really liked how it sounded. He also originally wrote the chorus lyrics for a Glitch Mob song that he was like top writing for 2 or 3 years ago, but they ended up not using it, and that was the chorus that stuck the most to Numb, so they just kept it in.
I also like that
nice.
song.
Yeah. And finally, Pneumonia was partly inspired by Tim's father passing away. It was written on the anniversary of his death, and they released it as a single exactly a year to the day that they wrote it.
Wow.
So it is meant to convey the audible journey of death, and is called Pneumonia because that was what was listed on his dad's death certificate. And it's also the only song in Underoath history where Spencer and Aaron sat down with someone, Tim, and asked him to help write some of the lyrics, and he felt very honored. You honor me.
That is Silent
That
Planet
song's a
actually
jam.
posted on their Facebook about that song.
Yeah, like I feel like as far as, because you were talking about some of the composition of the tracks, they do have a lot of those like empty kind of just beat kind of jams,
Which is
a lot of their
Underoath.
It's Underoath. Right. I think this Pneumonia is their best one that they've ever done like that. Specifically,
Okay.
I'm just going to
with the
start a
ambient
song, we're going to
noises and
jam
shit?
with all the ambient stuff. That's their best one that they've ever done in that format.
Dude, the chugs at the end
My
of that.
critiques will change, but just saying.
Yeah, I figured. But no, dude, the chugs at the end of that song, dude, it is so fucking cool. Just jump, just fucking going.
Yeah, it's a different kind of listening experience, I think, for sure.
Should
But
we
alright.
should we get into the?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Josh, go ahead because I am so fucking curious. We can cuss now, right? It's been
Yeah,
more
it's
than 30
been-
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fine.
I'm curious
Yeah.
on why you hate this so much.
It's just kind of cringy.
How?
I just don't like it. It just isn't. I know it sounds like they say, hey, this is really important to me and really important lyrically, so they put a lot of themselves into it. And sure, I can believe them. But it's hard to when you have the context of what they used to write. So when you're listening to Define the Great Line and you're listening to Lost in the Sound of Separation, you're listening to those lyrics, it's like there's something more stronger in that than there is here. And you were talking about this in the pre-show a little bit, or maybe even before we got on, that the album no one speaks of, right? Disambiguation or whatever. That middle,
yeah.
that one album where Aaron wasn't in the band, right?
Yeah.
I actually was listening to this and I was like, that album, I need to make sure, I need to listen to something. So I went back to that album and I was like, I kind of like the riffs better in this. And that was really shocking because I don't like that album.
Yeah, you always bitch about that one.
That one's not great. It doesn't sound like, it sounds like they should be a different band.
Well, it sounds
They
more
shouldn't have called
Gene.
Yeah. So I was listening to it, I was like, man, the
Norma Jean
riff sounds really cool in this. And I actually like some of the lyrics more than what I was listening to here. Did I give it a fair shot? Probably not, because we've been dripped over, we heard the damn excuses. I was like, God, this is lame, in my opinion. And then we heard Numb, and I was like, I really don't want to listen to it. And I don't really want to listen to it. And it's just not, to me, it's not giving me what I want when I want to listen to Underoath.
It's not giving you the right vibe for what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There might be something I'm reaching for, and maybe it's nostalgia, and this just doesn't have it, and it doesn't sound genuine to me, even though we know that based on your explanation, Cody, that there is genuinity there. Like they want to be, honest and expressive with the way they're creating their music. It's just for me, I can't find it, and that really, as a package, like maybe I can look past that if the music is good. And I'm like, okay, they're playing great stuff. All of them as a band are obviously great musicians. So I even that was my highest score. I was like, yeah, that's definitely good. Their musicianship's solid. But then production-wise, I was like, why does this sound like it's playing out of tin can? Like, why are there parts of this that are so gainy or so like missing clarity? It's just so flat. And I was like, maybe it's how I'm listening to it. Maybe it's my headphones. Maybe I need to be in a car. Maybe I need to see them live. Like, I just didn't know. So I was like, damn, I just can't get anything higher than average on listening to this. So it is rough. And I might even have a nasty taste in my mouth based on the album that came before this too. So I'm just like, God damn it. So yeah. So like, it's like, okay, we have this arena fucking bare-toothy kind of fake music on that album, and then this album's here, and it's like I hear some of that in here, but I know they're trying to do more to get back to their roots. And we even said that when we were listening to the singles. At least it's better than that. And that's where I can give that to them. But like my memorability on this, I can't remember a fucking single thing besides the fact that I don't like it. But it's just, that's me. That's my opinion. That's the point of this, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, you're right. I would like to. Hi, question from the audience. When you say that you're not hearing what you're looking for in an Underoath song, what is that? What specifically are you looking for? Because I would argue.
I have a big idea.
I would argue that the realness that you're talking about that they used to have, I mean, now with retrospective glasses, kind of feels like they were all lying back then because they're full of shit because they're a Christian. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Maybe I was tricked. I don't know.
I think on the music aspect of it, there's not as much of the like high-end guitar stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's they took a lot of that out. So the only time that we hear the ambient, you know, high octave kind of stuff is in the like sound effects in it, not the guitars. So that is a big difference.
There is a track on here, and I can't remember the name of it. Let me just look. It might be number 3.
The long.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I'm out of luck and have no friends. Mm-hmm. There's some stuff that Tim's doing on guitar in that's like, oh wait, that sounds like Define the Great Line. Mm-hmm. Like it's just in the background of it, but it's not forefronted.
There's hits of all the albums in this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I will say it took me a few listens on Hallelujah to get past the weird choir part. Because it's cool. Now I like it, but it's weird at first. Because like I'm hearing Dangerous Business, I'm not hearing this, but like if you listen to the demo of Dangerous Business, like way back in the day, shit.
What, the 80s song or?
No, their version. It's just it's a demo. That choir part is different. It's a weird, dissonant.
Tone. It's like low, right?
Yeah, that is just like this. You know, they changed it for the album to make it more, more flowy, more easier on the ears, kind of thing. But yeah, that's what this reminds me of a lot is the demo version. Which once I like started like putting that together, this immediately I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah, I feel like I could like it a little more, right? Like if I were to listen to it and try to pull away my bias, try to pull away things I didn't like on a first listen through or second listen through, I might be able to get there and be like, maybe it doesn't deserve.
It's not a great album. Average. I will, I'll admit that too. It's not. We're not saying it's their best one. And in fact, like we were talking, me and Cody were talking about last night of like our top 5 Underoath albums. Like this for me, this is borderline 5. Like it's not. I don't love this album, but I like. it a lot.
I think it would be the same thing if we were to listen to other bands that we grew up listening to. Right, listen to their new shit. If we listen to like a new Linkin Park album, we'd be like, "Damn, that's not Meteora." Right? Or
everybody said that every fucking album that came out for them.
That's what I'm saying. Like they were like just steadily declining, even though maybe like standard critics might say, "Oh, this is really good," or they themselves say, "This is the best shit we've ever made." From a audience perspective and a fan perspective, we were like, "I don't know. I just don't know. I don't hate you. I don't hate Underoath. I don't hate what they've done to the scene or contributed there over the years. But it's just like I don't want to fucking listen to this anymore. Like, and it's hard for me to. But I do give credit where credit is due. Like I said, Pneumonia. I think when they do their like ambient kind of interlude-y kind of riff, songs, I think that's their most solid one that they've ever had, and they do that on every album, right? They do that cool shit on every album. I think that's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Right. It's super, super good. Now, going back to that, this instrumental interlude kind of thing that they do, it kind of breaks up my listening for this album a little bit. Not saying they're bad. If I were listening to it separately, I'd be like, okay, this is a decent, kind of cool background track. But like listening to Thorn and then getting No Oasis, it's like, that's fucking stupid. I don't want to listen to that. Take me to the next one.
Well, remind me, or not remind. I'm going to remind you of the Blue Note. That is smack in the middle of the album. It has nothing to do with anything that's going around it. We're going from one powerful song to another powerful song with this weird ass, fucking weird soft jazz thing.
And I skip it. And I skip it. So it's like it's unfortunate, and that could just be me not liking that kind of shit. So
there's one thing that I don't care for in this album that stood out to me pretty quickly is they use the grace note thing where Spencer tries to quickly scream something and then they go into the verse or the chorus. They do that 3 times, in different songs though. It's like I get it. It's a cool little feature for this song. Don't use it in the other songs.
True.
Don't repeat, because then it sounds lazy. It sounds lazy on the production side.
Yeah.
You guys have to use the same effect in multiple songs.
I just think for me, I think it was just a little below average, but that's just I'm allowed, okay? I'm allowed.
You're totally valid, and we see you and we hear you, and thank you. Brett, did you have anything more to say? I mean, I could go.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Pretty much covered everything.
Okay, cool. So for mine, I don't know why we slipped on the singles so hard. Besides, what's the first one? Damn Excuses. That's the only one that made it on our list. I don't know. I was talking with Brett last night. I was like, I don't know why we didn't give these a shot, because I really like them in the context of the album a whole lot. At least a whole lot more than when we were listening to them by themselves.
I think we're in a different mindset than we were at that time.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think you're making a good point, right? Where maybe as a concept they make more sense, but when we listen to them over the span of 6 months, it's like I don't give a fuck about these 4 anymore. I don't even care. Listening through this, I was like, okay, Damn Excuses, I heard that and I was like, oh, that is on my list. I fucking took it off my Spotify because I was like, I'm never gonna listen to this. I don't really care about this song, right? And then I tried to see, where are songs on here that I could be like, I like this, I want to put it on my list. I didn't really find any. I just kept going back to the old albums and be like, I need a palate cleanse.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, this is probably, we were talking about the whole top 5 thing. This is probably my number 4, honestly. I ended up really liking this one a lot. I don't know. That's why I'm so just shocked by Josh's feelings on it, but I get it. I feel like this is the album that I wanted the last one, Erase Me, to be, when I heard that they were coming back and with Aaron and they weren't religious anymore and they were saying the fuck word. Yep. And I was like, oh, that's gonna be fucking awesome. And then it turned out to be very safe. I think that's a fair word. It's safe.
I kind of with you there. I think this is what they should have came back with.
Absolutely. And seeing some of the reviews, people are also saying oh, this is what Erase Me should have been.
Right,
for sure.
100%. Even though I don't care for it, this is where it should have been, and then we should have seen a second evolution now for something new. But that's me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like they've finally understood what we've been saying for years about the people in charge of the church, and it's nice to see them addressing those criticisms in an honest way in the lyrics and all that stuff. They feel like they're really exploring, hey, guys, let's actually talk about this shit, because we've been sitting here promoting this basically for years, and these people are fucking liars and grifters, and they kind of are ruining everything. And we're sorry that we were a part of that for so long. Let's sing about it, talk about it. Which I like. I like growth. They're not just doing the same shit. And it's not the same thing as all the other older bands from the scene are doing now. Like, I didn't find that this was boring like the Wage War album, or ultra mega cringe like You're Welcome from A Day to Remember, or Radio Rock Festival like Beartooth. Like, they're actually trying, and it sounds good, and it felt like it was honest. They put forth a lot of time and effort, and that they actually do know how to write albums still. And we kind of touched on it already, but there's a lot of like old Underoath sprinkled in there too. And it's not as good as those older albums. I don't think it's ever going to be as good as those old albums, but we've also had those older albums for like 15 years at this point. Of course they're going to be better, you know? Of course we're going to like those singles better and those songs better. We grew up with them. They mean something to us.
Yeah.
So like
we have memories with that shit.
I don't think they should be compared to those older albums, honestly. They should be compared to what's coming out now and what the bands from those old times are making now. And in terms of that, Underoath just kicked all those bands out of the fucking water, you know?
I'll give you that. I think I can agree with that. That this definitely sounds better than the Beartooths of the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's one band that I will argue that against. Architects. No, not Bring Me the Horizon.
Yep.
But I'm talking about like the old bands though. Architects is, I still consider relatively newer, like 2010s.
They came out in like 2004.
Did they really?
Yeah. They've been around a long time. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna research that.
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and besides that, they are different people than they were when they wrote those albums. They're not kids anymore, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, formed in 2004.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Underoath's first album came out in 99, so
completely different lineup.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. It barely counts. Only Aaron's there.
It's like Ace of Day. It's like,
yeah. It did, but did it really?
Hinges was the first album.
But yeah, I've said all I need to say. Everyone else content?
Yeah. Let's move on to the actual
reviews.
Rates.
Okay. So found 12 of these bad boys. They range. There was one on I think All Music. It only had 12 reviews from the users. They came out to a 3
out of
10. Like it was a 1.5. Yeah. So I was like, I'm just gonna.
Well, I don't know about that.
Up front, I am scrubbing that one from it. It only changed the final score, the average, from a 0.5 to a 0.2 to a 0.5. But I was just like, that's just
an anomaly.
That's just
an anomaly.
Anyway,
I would.
So,
welcome the A Day to Remember album didn't get that low.
Yeah, right.
Like, I know.
We hate that.
So, Kerrang, 8. Wall of Sound, 9. Distorted Sound, 8. Boolin Tunes, 7.5. Noise with 2 Z's, 7. Rate Your Music Average for the users, 5.9. Hysteria,
I guess so, yeah.
Everything's out of 10.
Okay.
Hysteria, 8. Uncivil Revolt, 8.7. Sputnik's user average was a 6.8. And Album of the Year's user average was a 6.4. And I am bringing in some YouTube reviews for the, whenever they do happen. So make sure you go check out these channels. Maybe we can get some fucking synergy going with these other guys, right? Metal Trenches gave it an 8.7. And the Metal Meltdown, which definitely had a similar vibe to us, by the way, gave it a 7. Or maybe it was Metal Trenches that had the same vibe. I'm not sure. I think it was Metal Meltdown. Doesn't matter. Anyway, what do you guys think the average is?
Around the net average?
Yeah.
Well, you gave it away on the 0.5.
Did I?
So I'm going to say 7.5.
Yeah, I was going to say 7.9.
Jason's got 7.79?
It is a 7.58.
5.8.
7.58. Cool. All right. Okay. Well, let me give you my number then. Okay.
All right, Brett.
Yeah.
Pull up the fresh Wall of Mosh or you can
Super
I guess
fresh.
do that later.
Yeah, we'll do that when we all say
Yeah,
ours.
yeah. Okay, man.
Okay, so like I was saying, I broke down the 5 levels. They were all kind of average, a little bit below average for me. So it didn't really round out to over a 7. So my score is a 6.78.
6.78. I'm also
That's not as low as I was expecting from you. The amount of shit you were talking
originally it was lower, but you guys made me change my mind. A little bit.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Good.
I can remember it now, and even though that was like a 3, I get memorability so small. But I was like, I actually do remember some riffs, and I remember some lyrics, so I'll raise it up a little bit.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Mine, my overall. You know how good I am with just being so close to the average. So the around the net was 7.58. I was a 7.5
On the dot.
on the dot,
Wow.
Nice.
which is funny because
You are always like right on it
yeah, I'm good at this.
every time.
You are an average white male.
I am
reviewing
average-
music.
Yep.
Um,
I hit all the
All right.
criteria.
And Cody, 19.
as always. Hey, have that, okay? Have that. It's mine. Yeah. You know what? When I told Brett, when I started listening to the album earlier in the week, or like early in the week, Friday, my original score, I was like, this is a solid 7, But I feel like after like listening to it as many times as I did leading up to all this, like, dude, like it grew on me. Like I really do vibe with this. Like it's pretty good. Mine ended up being a
That's why I wore this.
8.34.
8.34.
8.34.
Jason, no way. It's like I wore this, on the off chance that we're doing Underoath today.
It's almost as if we had no idea
No idea.
what was going on.
Did you guys
today.
know the Bucks are playing football right now, Josh?
Actually, yeah.
What
Give
are
me a
the
score.
odds?
Give me a score on that.
17-0
Okay.
Bucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm actually gonna be on a side note.
Professor
I'm gonna be keeping a doc for all of our scores
Nice.
Yeah.
for now
Good.
on. That way we could, because I want to be able to see where we.
Yeah.
place
Sometimes we want to see that.
everything. Okay, so let me just plug all these in
Yes, Kingdom Hearts.
once again. Hey, chat. People watching at home on YouTube, what do you rank this album? Leave it in the comments below, and we'll see where it fits with ours.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah. Do it
What'd you get?
now.
Did
Did you listen to it?
I do that wrong?
Did you see it?
Did you see it? Dude, I
I'm
love Kingdom
saying-
Hearts.
I learned how to play this the other day on Mom's piano.
This might legit
Okay.
might actually be a 7.5
Okay.
because you're right in the
So-
middle of both of us, like
Right.
perfectly in the middle.
Pull up the Wall of Mosh, please,
Wall
for
of
the
Mosh.
year. Now,
Oh, Wall of Mosh.
spoiler alert, did anyone want to guess where it's going to place?
So we
Yeah,
have a
I'm
6.78,
thinking-
7.5.
No, I mean what number on the list it's going
Oh.
to be.
Oh yeah. 5.
All right.
Yeah. With the 6.78, a 7.5, and an 8.3, that shit's like dead smack in the middle at 7.5. It has to be.
Gonna need an exact number, please.
Okay.
7.43.
7.43.
7.52.
7.52. Josh, you win. Fuck. You got the closest. 7.54.
Oh damn it! I was thinking that before. I need to really think about math. Because at least I could do the last number, and then I would be. Hell yeah,
Man.
that's fine. That goes where
7.8.
Brett, it's right on your shit.
Yeah, it
You
is.
had that perfect.
I think that is a fair album rating for this album.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's a solid. It's a good album. Not great. If
Yeah,
if you
I
like
think-
Underoath and you're in the mood, go for it.
Yeah, I think this will be our like baseline for an average, maybe a little above average score.
Yeah, I feel like going forward. Will it break the top 10 at the end of the year? Who's to say? Who knows?
Who knows?
All right.
Do
Do we have an idea of what we're doing next week for everyone watching?
Well, next week for the regular MAMS, no idea yet. But on Thursday, the next show of MAMS, the retro MAMS, we will be doing. We're catching up from albums we missed last year that we probably should.
2021 albums we didn't look at.
Yeah. So we're gonna do Trivium in the Court of the Dragon.
Yeah.
So from one end of the spectrum to the other, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I've already listened to this album when it first came out. We just never,
Reviewed
did
it.
a review for it. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's a lot of notes. So
Okay.
it's one of those albums, I think. Brett, you might like some of it, might hate it. Cody, you're gonna like it, and I'm gonna like it. Okay.
I
So it's
listened
one
to
of
it when we streamed Forza the other night. I mean, just in the background and everything.
I haven't listened to it yet.
It's good. It's fun. It's but dad rock.
So
for the
Twitch,
devs.
that's gonna be happening on Thursday. Do we know what time?
Yeah, tell Matt we're doing this if you go in his chat.
What, 6?
Okay.
6 Eastern?
Is that what time you want to do?
Thursday?
So when you get off work, and we all get off work.
Yeah. I get off at like 4.
I mean,
It's
I'm
somewhere-
off.
Somewhere around there. So,
5 or 6. We'll
5
tell
or
you.
6.
yeah.
All our Discord.
We'll let you know.
Yep. All right. So, hey, YouTube, if you liked it, give us a thumbs up or a sub. Let your friends know. Let Underoath know.
Yeah.
If you don't hang out with those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And,
graduated high school with them. Well, like 5 years ahead
So
of
we
us.
went to the same high school, yeah.
Yeah, we walked the same halls. We've driven by the same stoplights.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, that football field right there. Yeah.
Yeah, right outside the window.
Literally outside the window.
They probably went to the same that Taco Bell right there.
They absolutely did.
Oh, remember when it was all shitty back then?
Oh, they probably went to the Chick-fil-A because they're Christian.
Originally, it was it's at 12th and Hyde on a Sunday. It's Taco Bell on a Monday. Get in a gordita. Anywho. All right, we're going to go listen to music now. YouTube, if you want to do that, just watch us live when it happens every Sunday and Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye.